Poiki, what is this? Drama Jomo, the 1945 Majapahit BL drama.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Reading Your Confessions Awet No.
Your readings, stories, and also your weirdest, dumbest, most fun, or most disgusting experiences. Whatever they are, all anonymously.
And for those of you who want to share your stories or weird experiences, the link is in the description of this video or right here. Alright guys, without further ado, let's start with the first story. Music.
I've never kissed anyone before, and my first kiss was when I got married. And unexpectedly, I ended up throwing up a lot into my husband's mouth because his mouth smelled like a septic tank. Sorry, I'm not laughing out of disrespect. It's just, I'm really grossed out. Hello, Nul Alexander. Hello, I'm a woman and I'm 40 years old now. Hello, ma'am. But until this very moment, I still remember very clearly the most embarrassing moment of my life when I threw up into my own husband's mouth during our first kiss on our wedding day. So here's the thing, Nul Alexander. We married in 2014 at a semi-outdoor East Java venue. The garden-themed event featured white and gold, soft music, and an elegant atmosphere.
I was really nervous but also happy. My makeup was done too.
Every strength comes with a weakness. She's incredibly sneaky. When she's busy with work, she can go 2 days without brushing her teeth. I already knew she was a bit messy. Sometimes she even skips brushing her teeth at night, and her tartar is out of control.
And sometimes her mouth smells weird and sour.
But I didn't expect it to be that bad.
Sometimes I give him a subtle hint like, "Mas, let's not brush our teeth yet." But he always says, "Well, I'll just do it when I shower." But he showers at night.
But I thought, it's okay. After we get married, I can manage it. I love him anyway, even though, well, his mouth smells like a struggle.
Okay, these are grandma jokes, auntie jokes for those 35 and above that we Gen Z don't really get though. Until finally, on the big day, after the vows and prayers, the MC said, "Now you can kiss the bride."
There, I was already feeling very Indonesian, just wanting to kiss her on the lips once, politely, so it wouldn't be too vulgar in front of the family. But for some reason, my husband just went straight for it. He opened his mouth really wide and pressed it against mine. It was wet, hot, and oh god. His breath smelled like a sewage dump. As soon as he opened his mouth, it was just like the first time I cleaned the toilet. Is it really that gross, guys? Because honestly, I'm super against bad smells. When it comes to armpit odor or bad breath, I brush my teeth 3 or 4 times a day. I'm really sensitive to bad breath. Is it that bad, auntie? Is it that bad? For you to say something like that, calling it a septic tank, a sewage dump, it can't be that bad. Seriously, it felt like all the oxygen around just disappeared. I could only handle it for a couple of seconds. Then he started using his tongue, putting his tongue in my mouth. Okay, you.
You freaky, ma'am. You freaky as hell. Honestly, it felt like there was a maggot slipping down my throat. I gagged, convulsed, immediately felt nauseous, and almost threw up. I threw up right into his mouth. I don't know which one is worse. Which one is worse? Getting kissed by a guy whose breath smells like maggots mixed with a septic tank, or getting kissed by a girl and then she throws up in your mouth because it smells so bad. And it wasn't just a little bit of vomit. My whole breakfast came out. Yellow rice, spicy eggs, chili sauce, everything.
He quickly stepped back in panic, coughing up vomit as the stunned guest watched and the music stopped. The MC was silent too, the photographer was silent too, and I could only stand there covering my mouth with my hand. I clearly remember a woman in front, a friend of my mother-in-law, who loudly said, "Astaghfirullah, is the bride possessed?" That happening on the best day of your life. On the day that was supposed to be Bilya's memory, an important moment in life, you threw up into the groom's mouth. Okay, sorry man, I'm the husband, okay? Okay, this is traumatizing to say the least. The MC was so stupid, Nul. He actually joked like this. Wow, what a surprising wedding, ha ha ha. But no one laughed. After that, the committee quickly handed out tissues. My husband was dragged to the back to change his suit, and I just sat on the bridal dais holding back my tears. Honestly, I felt so embarrassed, I really wanted to disappear. At that time, seriously, Nul Alexander, I was like, well, it was 11 years ago. Now it's 2025. People have forgotten, but every anniversary, my husband likes to joke about it. Honey, have you brushed your teeth, papi? Honestly, it's kind of funny, guys. I think it's kind of cute, honestly. It's kind of cute. Like, they have their own inside jokes and all. Like, they honestly have inside jokes. Jokes that only the two of them know. Honestly, it's funny. It's become kind of a running joke. It's just the two of us. Even both of my kids still don't get what it means. But yeah, sometimes if he's just eaten tatay, I instinctively keep my distance. Even though now he's diligent about brushing his teeth. But the funny thing is, after that incident, we actually became more open and he started going to the dentist regularly. Now, I have a reason to buy floss each month. But still, every time I watch a wedding video, I always skip the part where it's like, "You may kiss the bride, ha ha ha." Okay, you better just post it on TikTok. Just post it on TikTok. Viral, viral, viral. That's it, that's all. Thank you so much for listening to my story, Ano. Good night to you too, ma'am. Honestly, that's a bit crazy, man. If I had a wife and then my wife threw up into my mouth, that would mean because it went down into my mouth, man, I will be so embarrassed. I'd feel really bad for my wife, especially since I'm the type of person who really can't stand smells like that. So it's like, yo, I might kill myself, okay, chap? That one was pretty mild, even though it was gross, but still kind of mild. Now we're going to move on to the next story. Having a child is still the biggest plot twist in my life. Turns out my current girlfriend used to be my dad's ex before he married my mom. Damn, Nul Alexander, I don't even know where to start, but this is actually real, and I also don't know how I got this far. First of all, nice to meet you. I'm a 26-year-old woman. Yeah, already pretty mature. So here's the thing, Nul Alexander. By the way, I'm going to change all the names for privacy, okay? So I met him by accident while accompanying a friend to a design exhibition in a central Java city. There was this guy, or more accurately, an older guy, around 60 honestly. That's a grandpa. Honestly, that's a grandpa, not an uncle. Let's just call him Dimas. Dimas is a very polite person. He speaks calmly, wears a batik shirt, and honestly, he's handsome. But not in a creepy way, more like mature and classy. And honestly, my type is someone older than me. Nul Alexander. Yeah, you get what I mean. Yeah, older is more tempting, man. Okay, let me clarify. I want to make it clear. When I say older is more tempting, I mean like 5 or 6 years older than me at most. This guy is like 60 years old. 60 years old, man. 60 years old. That's it. At 60, we can call it vintage. Yeah, vintage, like in thrift terms. From there, we talk, exchange WhatsApp numbers, then things just got intense. We really connected, often had coffee together, and eventually, we started dating. At first, I didn't suspect anything because she seemed serious about me, always picking me up, dropping me off, remembering details, and already discussing the future. I thought, well, this is the best guy I've ever met. Until that tragic night happened, Nul Alexander. To be precise, this happened on Jumat Kliwon. About 8 months after we started dating, I invited her to my house for dinner with my family. Before this, my parents didn't know what Dimas looked like because honestly, I knew they would have a hard time accepting him since Dimas is literally older than both my dad and my mom. No!
See, that's what I mean by vintage, right? Really vintage. Like in his 60s, it's like a grandpa. Damn, older than your parents. That's crazy. So I talked it over with Dimas first to prepare arguments so they would give their blessing for our relationship. And thank God, in 2026, we get married. That was the original plan. Yeah, so I went with Dimas to the house at 7 p.m. My mom and dad were still together at home. The vibes were really like a normal family null. It was lively but calm. My mom was preparing food for us to have dinner together.
And honestly, even though I was nervous, I was really excited because I wanted to introduce him to my parents. But my God, Noel Alexander, as soon as he arrived, the atmosphere immediately dropped. Why? It was like this, Noel Alexander. My dad came out of the room, saw him, and immediately went silent. Seriously, my dad just stood there quietly, then slowly said, Mas Dimas. And my boyfriend also replied, Reza? Reza?
What is this?
Poiki, what is this?
The 1945 single drama BL Majapahit. You have to know, Noel. The room instantly felt frozen. My mom even put down her spoon because she was confused seeing both of them. So I asked, wait, do you guys know each other?
Both of them were silent, literally just staring at each other, until finally my mom quietly said, Oh, is this the Dimas from back then?
Right then, I started to panic like, Dimas from back then? What do you mean? After that, Dimas asked to leave first and I got even more confused. What kind of guy doesn't greet my parents and they didn't greet Dimas at all either? After that, I was still really confused. Then my dad pulled me into the room over there. I was already thinking all sorts of things like maybe Dimas was in a fight with my dad or maybe Dimas wanted to borrow billions from my dad. But it turned out, no, it wasn't that. It was even more unexpected than I thought. After we entered my dad's room, he immediately stroked my head and said, Nara, so Dimas used to be close with my dad a long time ago, before my dad met my mom. Alright, you don't need to hear the whole story, it will be too long. But the point is, my boyfriend is actually my dad's ex. Turns out my dad has been bisexual all this time, but I didn't know. My mom knew too, and apparently all this time I was the only one who didn't know. For 26 years of my life, I was the only one who didn't know my dad was bisexual. Honestly, that's his laugh. It hurts. He's crashing out. He's totally crashing out. He goes crazy and Dimas immediately apologizes. He said that my dad was once a part of his life, but it was a long time ago and he really didn't expect that I was his son, he said. He used to know my dad when they worked together in Jakarta. Then they lost contact for years. Hell nah, bro. Hell nah. Hell nah. If I were you, I'd be so tired, man. I'm tired for you. I'd be begging God for mercy. Like, God, wake me up from this dream, God. Help. I mean, like, it's not even your mom's ex, but your dad's ex. And you're a girl. I was so shocked. I was shocked. But the craziest part was, my dad didn't even react. He wasn't angry. He didn't scold me. He just said, well, just think about it yourself, kid. What do you want to do? Imagine, I'm not just dating a friend's ex or something. I'm dating an ex. From where I used to live, in my dad's balls. Because back then, I was still just sperm. He crashed out like crazy, but then again, crash out, that's understandable. If I were him, I'd crash out like this too. Man. Now, it's been a little over a year and I'm still dating Dimas. But I keep thinking about it. Every time he hugs me, I keep thinking about it. Lol, did he ever hug my dad the same way before? Back when I was still living as my dad's fart, did he hug me the same way? Noel Alexander, what about Noel Alexander? Honestly, this is kind of hard for me to answer. First, I don't want to imagine being you. That's really tough. Second, I'm tired. Okay, that's not respectful. I know you must be even more tired being yourself than being me. Okay, here's what I would do if I were you. Break up, okay? Safe and prosperous. But still, hey, this is your dad's ex, and I don't know if your dad is straight now or still bi. But imagine if, for example, after you get married, like a year or two later, suddenly your dad has an affair with your husband. Wouldn't that hurt?
That would definitely hurt a lot. So it's better to reduce the risk, lower the probability that it could happen. If that were me though, if that were me, I would do that. Peace. Ander, stay strong. God bless you. Nara, wish you all the best. Stay strong. Smart intermezzo. A few friends' kids like to watch me and also like to listen to crazy confessions like these, or like to watch him without pants. By the way, his underwear is showing. Maybe you guys are thinking like, oh, I miss Noel Alexander, but Noel Alexander only uploads videos once a week. Oh, that's such a long wait. He live stream on YouTube daily at 7:30 or 8 p.m. Western Indonesian time. And over there, we have a lot of fun. I also read confessions there. And what's even crazier, I listen to your confessions live, guys. And not only that, we really have a crazy good time. We do watch parties together. Yesterday, what did we watch together? With Jules' case, I said she looked like Ning. My viewers roasted me and I ignored it. That was my mistake. I was wrong. Come on. Jule. The whereabouts of Julia Prastini, also known as Jule, are now being questioned by the public after rumors of her affair spread like this. In the media, okay? But not gonna lie, Jule is pretty. Honestly, Jule, please don't be mad. Please don't be mad. My dear friends whom I love, please don't be mad. But in Jule's face, I see Ning. Honestly, in Jules' face, I see Ning. Honestly, please don't roast me. Please don't roast me, but in Jules' face, I see Ning. Honestly, friends, we're going to pay together, keep chatting and so on. So don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Turn on all notifications so you'll know when I'm live or when I upload a new video, okay? Okay guys, now we're going to start the third story. I saw someone in Tokyo take their own life by jumping right in front of my own eyes. Hi Noel, I want to share my experience about seeing someone take their own life in Japan and I can't get it out of my memory. First of all, for anyone who passed away, rest in peace. I hope their soul can find peace in the next life. Especially the reaction of these Japanese people, it's not weird but maybe more on the dark side. Please, a warning first because this story contains certain elements, okay? Just a warning first guys. If you can't handle this kind of thing, you can skip it or just don't watch the rest, okay? For those of you who like Japanese stuff, you probably know that in Japan, especially Tokyo, suicide cases happen a lot. So back during COVID, I moved to Tokyo and until now, I'm still living in Tokyo. 2 weeks after I arrived in Tokyo, I saw someone take their own life with my own eyes. And they were literally standing right in front of me. So this happened on a Wednesday morning. The train on the line from where I live to campus on the Seibu Shinjuku line is super crowded in the morning to the point where your feet can't even touch the floor because you're so squeezed inside. At that time, I was lining up for the train in car 3 heading towards Seibu Shinjuku. I was standing at the very front of the line, mentally preparing myself for a zombie apocalypse. It was so crowded that even the opposite platform heading the other way was packed. I clearly remember there was a person standing in front of me carrying a briefcase. I remember it very well. An express train passed on the opposite platform, so I waited for it. Then waited for the train to Seibu Shinjuku. I wondered why it was delayed. I thought the delay would be brief, maybe something happened. But then there was an announcement from the station and everyone immediately left the platform. At that time, I didn't really know Japanese, so I just waited for the train. While waiting, I watched the opposite platform and saw 2 police officers go down onto the rails. But at that time, I was thinking, wow, that's so sweet, the police here. I just stood there shipping those random police officers. And while they were picking up things scattered on the ground, I thought someone had dropped their bag down there and asked the police to get it. But after 30 minutes, the train still hadn't come. Finally, using Google Translate, I asked the lady, the Japanese woman standing next to me, "Miss, what's going on? Why is the delay so long?" The lady also answered using Google Translate, saying there was a personal injury. I thought maybe someone sprained something or a drunk person caused trouble. Null. Then when I turned to the right, I was really shocked. I saw a police officer, a cop, who was gathering human remains. I saw hands scattered around the rails and a human head that was cleanly cut off, lying on top of the train rail. It still had hair, eyes, and a nose. And right there, I screamed like, damn, that's crazy, insane. And then there was a Japanese lady there. She even laughed earlier, Nul Alexander. I immediately panicked. My hands turned cold and I went straight out of the station. Crazy. So the person who was standing next to my platform earlier jumped and the police were picking up their bag that fell to the ground. And the craziest thing is, when that happened, I didn't hear anyone scream at all. Japanese people saw someone kill themselves and just acted normal. I was really shocked because I imagined Japanese people to be friendly and have good attitudes. But it turns out they can be inhuman like that. It's like someone just killed themselves, but no one panicked. No one was shocked or anything. They prefer to just call their boss and go line up for the bus. Meanwhile, people who commit suicide usually calculate the amount of the fine their family has to pay because the family of the person who committed suicide has to pay a fine and whether it's expensive or not. It depends on the time and place where they commit suicide. So for example, if someone really hates their family, they'll choose a place to do it. At which station and at what time is the fine the highest worth? Hey, I can't believe this. Damn, is this for real? After the incident, I went to a psychologist, but I still can't forget what happened. Anyway, you've been to Japan, right, Noel? I don't know if you ever experienced a train delay while you were in Japan, but usually if there's a train delay, it's about 90 minutes. The reason is because someone took their own life. And this happens a lot in Tokyo, especially on the Chuo Line train route. I've experienced 2 train delays in one day on that line because of suicides. And it really happens a lot on that line. Seriously, it's really bad there. And at Seibushi Shinjuku, I've experienced being stuck at the station more than 3 times because of someone. My god, that's really crazy. Usually, if there are ambulances and parked cars in front of the station, there's a high chance it was a suicide. At big stations, there are already barriers on the platforms to prevent suicides. But at other stations, many of them don't have any. Only after living in Tokyo for a few years did I finally realize that. If there's a delay because of a suicide, usually only the schedules on the affected line are disrupted, except at the scene itself. Because the police have to clean up both the blood and the victim. The witness saw someone jump in front of the train and saw body parts scattered everywhere. It's such a wild memory, especially after only 2 weeks of living in Japan. It's crazy even to this day. Each time I visit that station, I remember exactly where the head was and the smell of the dried blood. Anyway, that was at the station. It's called Muji Musashi Seiki Station on the Seibu Shinjuku line and is located near the elevator or stairs on the platform for the train from Seibu Shinjuku to Tokorozawa, Honkawa, Goe, or Hajima. Please pray for him. And for those who are carrying a heavy burden, don't do it. Don't lose hope. And if it feels like the world doesn't understand you, maybe you can try learning mindfulness or meditation according to your own religion and beliefs. And if you feel lonely and think no one loves you, believe me, that's just your thoughts. There are people who care about you. At least go to 1 or 2 people and talk to them. Thank you, Noel. May God bless you. My god, this is so wild, guys. You don't understand. This really hits deep in my heart, guys. I really feel it in my heart right now. Truth be told, yeah, this is so insane, first of all. Sender, thank you so much for sharing this with me. And honestly, this really awakened something inside me. And what Sender said is true. Whatever you guys are going through right now, or whatever path you are on, it might feel really tough and super stressful. But please persevere. Please hang in there, guys. Please. I'm sure there will be something waiting for you once you get through all of this. And that thing will be amazing for your life. Actually, when I'm making videos, I don't really like to get too emotional or show too much of myself and all that because I don't want the vibes to feel negative or anything like that. I just want you all to be happy because I also want to be happy with you. But at the same time, I feel like this needs to be said too. As some of you may already know, maybe some of you already know from my Instagram or my TikTok, I have this necklace, and for those who don't know the meaning of this safety pin, it means like we gotta live. We have to keep living. No matter what happens, we have to keep going. I want you all to make a promise to yourselves
to your God, to your family, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how tough your life will be in the future or even right now. Suicide is not the answer. Please, whatever it takes. Just like the meaning of this safety pin, we have to keep living. For me and for all of you. Okay? I love you guys. Alright. Our story for today has come to an end. From the 3 stories earlier, which one left the biggest impression on you? Try writing it in the comments. And for all of you who have watched until the end, up to this very second, from the beginning, I wanted to ask you to leave this one comment so I know you all really watch me and support me. Alright then, that's it and see you in the next episode. Friends, bye 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 bye.